Okay, hello guys. This is going to be the rough draft that I go based upon So now I'm going to go ahead and do my black outline. And I try to do like a really clean false black outline. I try to make my false black outline as thin as possible because when you do your second black outline, it will be like, it will add thickness to it. It's almost kind of impossible, like for me at least, when I'm going and doing my second black outline to not make the line thicker. So I try to make the first one really thin. For this for this painting, I tried to do like a pinup doll image. And if you guys don't know what pinup dolls, they're like very dramatic with body features. It's very like Hollywood body type style, big boobs, skinny waist, long hair. Sometimes it's not long hair, but it really plays up on like the woman features. It like really dramatic side, like makes them dramatic. It really pushes it to the limit. So I was looking up pinup doll tattoos when I did this drawing. So I was really trying to make it as dramatic as possible. The reason I decided to go with two different shades of blue in the pants is because I noticed some denim pants actually have two different like tones of blue. Not always, you have your basic like light pants, dark pants, but I noticed sometimes in jeans like they have a hint of two different blues. So I tried to go through and make it, a little bit hints of different blue. I do a regular base coat on the pants and then I will go back and do another coat of blue on the pants, because when you do coats of paint on the canvas paintings or on canvas boards, like for the most part it sinks through, but then you always have little spots of white that speckle through the painting or little specks of white that show up, so you always have to do a second base coat. But for the first one I really try to lather it on and go back and forth, and then I go and do a second base coat. For the skin color, I just took the sienna brown that I was using, mixed it in with the white that I had, and then it tones into like a mixture color. And I just kind of go in. I was going to mix it on the palette I have, but I decided to mix it on the canvas board and go through, because I knew I wasn't like, when I'm mixing it and you make a shade, you might not get that same shade again. So that's another reason I wanted to mix it all actually on the body of the woman versus trying to mix it on the palette and then trying to create it again. It's just hard to get the same shade, especially when I'm not measuring. I'm just mixing it all up. And then I go in, I do the face, and I always skip around. I don't know why, I just won't walk from the stomach to the head or head to the stomach. I always skip around and always go back and forth. So then I go back, I add the second base coat to the pants because by then the pants should be dry. Normally I work with a very large canvas compared to this one, but I decided to try to work with a smaller canvas because I don't really do that all too often. I normally work with really large canvases. The hair consists of two different shades of brown, and I kind of put one over the shoulder and then one behind the shoulder, because I didn't want to like both to be over the shoulder, but I didn't want them both to be behind the shoulder. And then after that, I just try to make it shape, add the curls, because I love curly hair. I could have done like actual curls, but it's really hard to paint backgrounds into when I do curly hair. So I just tried to make it really wavy and show that it had like texture to it. The nipples consist of a pinkish brown color. On paler or more like Caucasian woman, nipples are normally like a pink color, but on darker skinned women, it's a darker brown. So because it's a light skinned girl, I just tried to like mix it with like brownish pink and try to come out with that type of color. For the background, I did 3 different kinds of pink. It is a dark pink, a light pink, and then I put white inside the palette and mixed it as I went along. As I was painting on the background, I tried to go overlapping so I wouldn't have to do too much of a second coat, but I really just mixed it on the palette. Like sometimes I would dip into the dark brown, then I would dip into the white, then dip into the mix, then I just mixed it all at the bottom. So then I had to switch brushes because it's hard to get into those little crevices. I have used a big brush for those, but then it kind of messes it up. When I'm going in and I'm painting around the outline, I don't really worry about, I try to get as close to the outline as possible. But like I said previously, when you're doing an outline, it does kind of like get thicker. So obviously if it's thin and you get as close as possible, when you go to do your second black outline, it's gonna cover the spots that you miss. But I still try to get as close to that outline as possible. But I don't worry about it too much because I know the second coat will cover it. So now I'm just going in, filling in little white spots that I might see. And then sometimes you don't even see white spots until the painting is really dry. But I tried to like blow on it a little bit and fan it a tiny bit But for the most part, it all came out really good. So then I take my black, I'm doing my second black outline. I'm going to go and add like some little spots on the pants. I'm going to go in like some little scratch marks on the pants. And then I'm also going to go in and do the belly button ring and really, because as you can see, it was a little messed up. Then I'm going to go in after I finish doing all the outlines of the body and making sure you can really see like these are the arms, this is the heel, this is where the breast line is, you know, really making those bold, heavy lines. Because I always kind of make like more of like cartoon lines versus more realism lines. So I get the black and then I just kind of go over the line some more, and then I'm going to go to the heel and I kind of put like little like lines or swirls in the heel, kind of to show more of like the pattern, like, you know, like little lines in the heel, like little patterns, short patterns or whatever. And then after that, I'm pretty much done. I just kind of look over it. I do the facial features after I sign my name and I like what I see.